Welcome to the Dark Screen Society as we're spinning right into spooky season. I'm Chuck, one of your co-hosts, and I'm here with Brian.
Hello.
Gigi.
Hi.
Seth.
What's up?
And we have a really great episode planned for you guys because we are on the eve of our trip to Fantastic Fest in Austin, Texas, and we are super excited to not only go experience the festival, but as a cohesive unit, we are going to be able to bring you content together actually in person from Fantastic Fest, where we all meet each other for the first time, and our online relationship becomes a in-person reality. So I'm very excited about that. I hope everybody else is, and I believe that they are. So that's what we're going to talk about this episode. We're going to talk about all things Fantastic Fest. But before we jump into Fantastic Fest, has anybody watched anything of notoriety this week that you would like to speak about that our audience should be clued into? We'll start with Seth.
I watched The Substance, and I absolutely loved it. You guys are all in for a treat, and especially if you're a fan of body horror. It makes the I can't think of their name. Cronenbergs makes the Cronenbergs look like a rainbow with puppies at the other end of it. Let me just say that.
Oh God.
Yeah,
That's
it gets
gross. That's a bold statement.
Yeah,
That
it gets gnarly, and there's a lot of nods to The Shining, Carrie. It gets crazy, but it's such a awesome story on society and how women are treated in it, and there's so many different things. You guys are gonna love it.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm scared because I do enjoy a good body horror movie, but I do kind of get grossed out easily, so I'm scared.
Oh, I wanted to throw up in one sequence. I was like, this is disgusting.
Okay, I'm scared.
I can't wait.
Yeah. I didn't expect it to go as hard as it did. And I knew she did Revenge, which Revenge was awesome, but this is nothing like that. It's it's crazy.
I didn't know
Yeah.
it was the same director. That's good. I like Revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, Revenge was good.
Farja.
Yes.
Farja.
Farja. What about you, Brian?
Best thing I watched was just this morning, actually, was Double Date, which is from the director of Daddy's Head. Because I was like, I'm going to see what his films are like before I get excited for Daddy's Head at Fantastic Fest. And it's really good. It's a guy's about to turn 30, and his pal's like, you can't turn 30 and be a virgin. So he tries to hook him up, and then he meets... It is a horror comedy, just to be clear. So he meets two women. It turns out these women are looking for a virgin to sacrifice. And so they can...
It sounds awesome.
It does sound awesome.
It's honestly, it's really good. I'm surprised it's so slept on because I don't think anybody even had it on. I think Gigi's got it on our watch list now.
What's it called again?
But yeah, Double Date.
Double Date.
Do I?
I need to watch it.
It was really funny. I was like, because usually horror comedies are neither.
What's it on? What's it on, Brian?
I watched it on Freevee here.
Oh yes, I do have it on my watch list. It got really good reviews.
Yeah. So yeah, I would recommend it.
I'm gonna check it out.
But don't expect a horror. It's more like comedy than horror, but it's actually funny comedy.
Thanks for letting us know what subgenre it was too. I don't want to walk into an erotic thriller thinking it's a horror movie. That'll be messed up. What about you, Gigi?
I watched. I actually had a really good week with movies. I watched Speak No Evil, which I loved. Absolutely love. I also watched Blink twice. Freaking loved. And I watched Booger. And I think Booger is such a cute, wholesome, but also very disgusting indie movie. It's just exactly what you want from independent films. It's just weird, it's unique, it's creative, it's gross. It has a really wholesome ending. I really enjoyed it.
Booger had a lot of heart.
It did. It had so much heart. And it's just very indie. It sucks about films like that where you're like, okay, I saw a tweet about this where they're like, oh, it's hard on Letterboxd to rate things because you can't rate a 5-star, 3-star movie. And that's how I feel about Booger. I'm like, this is a 5-star, 3-star movie. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
So I loved it.
I need to watch Booger.
Yeah, it's one of the few movies. I thought that it was going to be substancy, like the way that it was advertised. I thought it was going to go real hard. And I actually think that it was better for its restraint in its heart than if it would have just been like this full blown gross body horror movie. Booger was a Dark Sky film. Shout out to them. We know they love you, Gigi. You don't have to reiterate. But listen, listen, for an independent film studio, they've been on a tear this year because they've released a lot of good movies this week, and it's coming out very soon. On the 27th, it comes out after the 27th. I think the 28th of September it comes out. But I watched Abruptio, which is
how was that?
Was like my unicorn movie to see.
Oh, you finally got it?
Oh, I did. Yeah,
nice.
I put it in the chat for you guys if you want. You must have missed that whenever it was 100 things to get it. It's about this guy Les Hackle, and this guy like gets fired from his job, but it uses these like real like paper mache like life like puppets, and Jordan Peele's in it, Sid Haig, Robert Englund. There's a lot of famous people that obviously pay puppets, and it has a very deep story to it. It's a very emotional film, but it is also one of like if you would have made it with live actors, there's no way they made that film, because it is exceptionally disturbing. But it's not disturbing for like shock value's sake. It's like real life mental health decline type kind of disturbing stuff. So it like hits home because every situation he goes through, there's somebody in your life you've crossed paths with that goes through things like that. So like it had a deep message to it. I think it'll be very divisive and split amongst people, but I think it's something that everybody has to see at least once because it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Did you say that was an erotic thriller?
It is not an erotic thriller, even though there is an erotic puppet scene. But I wouldn't call it an erotic thriller.
The whole puppet thing is like freaky to me. And doesn't he have like, isn't the whole plot like he has like a bomb implanted in his neck?
Yeah, I didn't want to. Yeah, I wasn't going to throw it on the thing, but that's what happens. So he gets fired, and he has a no. It's not.
That's what the tagline is.
Yeah, it's not a spoiler, but he's forced into these moral dilemmas because you're put in a situation where it's this person's life or my life, because if I don't do this, then my head's going to explode. But then that goes down his trauma of how he lived and deciding, is my life worth living for the mistakes that I already made in life? Like, it's a deep ass movie with puppets, but it's also brutal.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. It's a neat flick.
Gigi, you and me are like the only ones who like Speak No Evil, I'm pretty sure too. Like, really liked it.
No.
I've seen positive reviews.
I've seen nothing but positive reviews.
Good.
Shout out to one slightly not negative, but just they didn't go the way.
It's got Daddy McAvoy.
Was it maybe Sydney that didn't love it?
She liked the whole entire thing, but didn't necessarily. Just the only criticism I've heard is people say that they thought the ending was a little soft, but didn't ruin the film for them. You know, I haven't seen very many negative reviews for it.
Good. I'm not saying that W.
Exactly. Which I understand. It's like it is like, not, it's softer, but I think people still enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it would have worked without McAvoy?
No.
He sells the whole movie.
Absolutely not. I think
he's the movie.
He is the movie.
Because to be honest, I think he did great in the role. Like, I love him, but if they would have got someone else that was able to also bring forth that energy, I can't think of a single person that comes to mind right now. But I think it still would have worked had they brought the same energy that he did.
Right. So the story held up enough.
Yeah, I personally think so. Like
the guy who played the Joker could have been the Riddler in the new Batman movie could be the only person who could play that role. I think he was in No Country or There Will Be Blood. I can't think of his name, but he's a really good actor.
Who? Okay. Paul Dano?
Yeah, Paul Dano. I feel like he could.
I would argue that. I would argue that.
He's not.
Yeah. I don't
Great
know.
actor.
He's bulky. I would argue Paul Dano's a better actor than James McAvoy, but that's for a different show.
I think that's
I think that's so fair. He just has more range. Well,
yeah. I mean, Prisoners,
Yeah.
There Will Be Blood. I mean, Paul Dano is a hell of an
Yeah.
actor.
Yeah, he is.
So for all our listeners out there that may not know what Fantastic Fest is and what the subject of our show is, Fantastic Fest is the largest genre film festival in the United States. And they are challenging and championing thought-provoking cinema while celebrating new voices and new stories from filmmakers around the world. They collaborate with other festivals, archives, cinemas, and individuals to spotlight lesser-known film regions and luminaries in an ongoing effort to expand general knowledge and appreciation of cinema. It's a big one. You know, there's a couple big ones like Toronto Film Festival, Cannes, Sundance, and, you know, Fantastic Fest is in the same breath with those, and that is where we're all going. So the first question is, and we're going to start with Gigi, do you have any expectations of Fantastic Fest? And if you do, what are they?
Okay, before I answer this question, I have two things to say. One, I think it's funny the term genre films because I'm like, what exactly does that mean? Because when you look it up, it's like, oh, genre films are anything like action, horror, adventure, western, gangster, melodrama, film noir. And I'm like, so what doesn't fall under a genre film? Like a comedy
Superhero.
movie?
It's a good question.
That
But
makes
then I'm
sense.
like, we have comedy. There's comedy movies showing there. Like,
There
you know, so
are.
they always say that. They're always like, oh, it's a
Mhm.
genre film festival. And I'm like, but all the genres are here. Like,
Yeah,
the only thing
literally.
I'm thinking of is like, oh, there's just no Marvel movies. But I'm like, that,
False. There was a secret screening Marvel movie there one time.
yeah, yes. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, why do they call it? I just think it's so funny because they always call it that. But I'm like, all the genres play there. So
Yeah.
it's not really a genre. It's just a film festival. Anyways, that was my thing. And two,
Well, Gigi's
also
not getting in now.
can and can up until maybe like 2 years ago I called it canes because I had never heard anybody say it
Same.
aloud.
Same.
And one time I said it and I was like, oh, canes, and then people were like, you dumb idiot, it's can. I was like, oh shit,
It's like you're not
sorry.
getting chicken fingers. You're going to a film festival.
I was like, oh, why is it spelled that way? But anyways, things that I'm looking forward to are my expectations of Fantastic Fest. One, I am expecting to be very, very sleepy because we have like 4 to 5 films that we're watching every single day. So I am expecting to be absolutely just like overwhelmed with the amount of media that we'll be consuming. However, I also think that the expectation is just like meeting a bunch of very cool people, whether that's like filmmakers, you know, cast members, creators, and stuff like that, and like all coming together and being at like the same level. I feel like when you're at a film festival, there's like all these things get like thrown out the window of like, oh, rankings and stuff like that, where you're like, we're all just a bunch of like film lovers in one room together hanging out. It doesn't matter if you're a director or an actor or something. So that's kind of my expectation. I think that'll be super exciting.
That's awesome. Yeah. What about you, Brian?
I'm going in with no expectations because I just want to soak it all in. So if I expect it to be something and it's not that, I don't want it to be like, oh man, I can't believe it didn't live up to those expectations. So I'm going in, I'll be like, this will be cool. Just experience it, enjoy it for what it is, and that's it. So no expectations. That's everything that happens will be great.
I think that's a
soak it all
great
up.
answer.
Honestly, that's so fair.
Yeah,
I changed
it
my
is.
answer.
Steph?
I'm kind of similar with Brian. Where like, part of me, like for some of my expectations, I really want to interview people. Like that's like part of the reason why I'm going, obviously, and you guys too, to meet most of you in person. But like, I want to do this to kind of like further, you know, my interviews, my career, and try to like make more of that. But at the same time too, like I don't want it to like ruin my experience. So like if I don't get an interview, like I'm not gonna let that derail me. And I want to like, you know, just enjoy watching movies with my friends for a week and meeting all of the cool people in this industry. And that's kind of where I'm at with it at this point. Because I noticed I started getting in my head the other day. It's like, oh, what if I don't get this interview? Like, this is going to suck. Like, what's the point of even going? So it's like, I need to like move away from that idea and just like embrace it all. Because that's what happened last year. And I didn't even know I could interview people. So
Yeah. No, totally.
Yeah, I don't really have like any set expectation on it, you know, so maybe the wording of the question maybe is a little askew, but the one thing that I definitely do expect is an opportunity of a lifetime. Whether that goes in my favor or it doesn't go in my favor, it's still for a guy like me, from Pittsburgh, that, 11, my 1 year social media journey will be at Fantastic Fest on September 22nd.
Yep.
So I just, whether things go my way or they don't go my way, I expect the opportunity, because the opportunity is there. Whether I seize it or it works out for me, it doesn't matter. But like, I know that this festival is going to affect somebody that I care about deeply in a very positive manner. And like, that means as much to me as if it was for myself, which I think is pretty cool. So we're going to Fantastic Fest to watch movies. Lots of them. I have 35 on my schedule. I don't know if I'll see them all or not. So Seth, we'll start with you. What is your most anticipated one film from Fantastic Fest?
Oh,
Honestly, if I'm going one film,
one.
this is tough.
That is hard.
I think I'm gonna go Dead Talent Society.
Really?
I
Wait, what is
don't
that even
know.
about?
It just seems so fun to me. So it basically is about this person who dies, who goes into like the underworld, where she basically is partnering up with this like pop diva in the underworld, and she like teams up with her to learn how to like scare people. So it kind of feels like Monsters Inc. but for dead people. And it's like,
oh, that's fun.
yeah, and it looks hilarious, it looks hysterical, and it just looks like a really fun time.
Oh my god. Oh, it got like really good reviews at TIFF. Like super
Really good reviews.
Yeah, really good.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay, that's so awesome.
Was I on point with because I can't remember off the top of my head, but was that the synopsis?
Yeah, the synopsis is Dead Talent Society follows ghosts who want to become the spookiest of urban legends and most successful and famous stars in the underworld through their scare tactics and performances amongst the living. Oh my god. This was like
sounds
honestly
great, right?
not even like on my radar. That's so
same.
that's so, so fun.
They put the programming director put that video out on Instagram the other day, and it was one of the movies on the list that was like, do not leave this festival without seeing this movie. And then I read about it and I put it on my list.
Oh my god, that's fun.
Yeah. What about you, Brian?
So I'm hoping to see at least one like really scary movie, and I think the only ones that are kind of at least looking at which now is Daddy's Head, with the terrifying creature or monster or whatever it's going to be. So I'm really hoping to be scared of that, especially because I've saw the director's other stuff this morning. Clearly a good director. So if I can get just some odd, like, you guys saw Oddity at whatever festival you were at. I want
yes.
that.
Yeah.
And this Fantastic Fest.
For those that don't know, Daddy's Head, the synopsis is a boy and his stepmother fear for their safety after an eerie creature resembling the boy's recently deceased father visits them. That's fucking terrifying, honestly.
Sounds scary.
And the cover is terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the shout out to I say it, Gigi. I can't say his name. I don't want to chop up his name, but
Guillermo.
Yeah, Guillermo.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm so
Gilmer.
sorry.
Guillermo.
He's gonna hate me.
Get 'em all. Get 'em all.
But he is a PR person, and he put on his Instagram.
Yeah,
he said, "I cannot
terrifying.
wait. I cannot wait to horrify people with this terrifying movie when we send it out to him." Like, so it's apparently getting a lot of hype too. So I'm excited about that one as well. What about you, Gigi?
Lisa also said it's terrifying. So,
Yes.
Oh, I'm excited. Who is Lisa?
The director of Fantastic Fest.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Fantastic.
Lisa Dreyer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. So our listeners know. Let's see. I am mostly excited. Well, okay, since Brian already said Daddy's Head, I'm gonna go with Little Bites.
Ooh.
I am very excited for Little Bites. This is directed by Spider One, and the synopsis is Mindy, a young widow and mother who tries to protect her daughter Alice from a flesh-eating monster named Agyar. Mindy has been secretly sacrificing her own life by allowing the creature to feast on her body as she keeps Alice hidden away at her grandmother's house. And at first, when I saw the initial like poster on Letterboxd, like when it was like first announced, I didn't really have much of an interest. I thought it was just going to be a totally different style of movie. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe. But then once I saw the little teaser, the trailer, whatever that they put out, I was like, oh, this is like skyrocketed because it looks like it's going to be just super creepy and terrifying. So I'm excited for this one.
Sweet. There's a bunch. It's really, really, really hard to pick just one movie. And if I was going outside of what we do or what I do in horror, I'm over the moon about the Wild Robot. Like I need to see it
Mm-hmm.
so bad. Like I just can't wait to see it. But if I had to pick one that I'm super stoked about that I think is going to be a banger beyond belief is a film called Mads, and it's a French film, and it's about a teenager who stops off to see his dealer to test a new drug before heading off to a night of partying, and on the way home he picks up an injured woman and the night takes a surreal turn. And I read all as much information I could find, and it's a true one-shot film. Like I
saw that.
Yeah, I watched one the other night, that night or Name the Demon, and that's supposed to be a one-shot film, and it's not. There's like 6 cuts that I can count in it easily, if not more. But this is legitimately, even 1917 was a huge movie, the World War II movie, but like that wasn't one cut neither. They revealed after it came out there was editing and things put into it. This is, as soon as it turns on and it goes off, it's just one continuous night of madness. And it's French, and we all know about the French. So, and there's not a poster release for it. They just have a picture on IMDb of a girl soaked in blood. So I'm like, French, soaked in blood, subtitles, one cut, all in. Thank you. I want to see it.
It's the same director as Them, right?
It is.
Okay, a lot of people really like Them.
Which goes hard.
Yeah.
I have 2 things real quick. One, Little Bites, Gigi. I don't like. It's crazy. Cher is a producer on it. That's like Spider-1 is their company, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I had no fucking idea.
Yeah, so
I know Barbara Crampton's in it.
Yeah, so Barbara Crampton's, but Cher and Bono are like the producers of the movie, which was like nuts to me.
That is so weird.
Isn't it crazy?
I did
also,
not
I think
know
Barbara
that.
Crampton's in 90% of horror movies these days.
Yeah, she's all over the place.
pretty much, yeah.
And
oh my gosh.
And then 2, has anybody seen Relic, which is the movie that the person who did Apartment 7A did before?
Yes, the Australian one.
Yeah, because I want to watch that. I haven't seen it yet.
Like the grandma. Yeah, it's. I don't know if
the Relic. The Relic is
it's good. It's just slow.
Okay.
It is slow.
Yeah,
like I had to.
slow.
It took me multiple watches because I kept falling asleep because it's one of those like it's in a creaky old house, very muted colors. So you're like, oh, this is so cozy, but it is pretty creepy.
Yeah.
Spider-1 did interesting films too.
I hope Cher's at Fantastic Fest.
Yeah, I'm literally looking. I see it right here. Executive producer Chaz Bono and Cher.
Wait, is Spider-1 in Power Man 5000? The band?
Wait,
I don't know.
Stop, really? Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, he formed the electro metal band Power Man 5000 in 1992. Stop.
That's pretty cool.
That is hilarious.
Was the company. I didn't know that was a person. This is amazing.
But he wrote the Glass House, and I like the Glass House. He wrote Titan AE, which I really like Titan AE. And he did the song for Little Nicky.
I love Little Nicky.
He has that. For some reason, I thought everywhere it stated that this was a directorial debut, but it's definitely not, because he has a movie out on Tubi that came out last year called Bury the Bride, and it actually got like pretty decent ratings. So I might watch that.
I might check that out too, honestly.
Yeah.
Little Bite sounds awesome. I'm excited for that one.
And he has one on. There's another one on AMC Plus called Allegoria that he did.
Oh yeah, but that one didn't get that good of ratings.
Can I get a coffee too, please, Gigi?
I know.
Through the internet.
Thanks, Zach.
Yeah, thanks, Zach.
Thanks, Zach.
Thanks, Butler.
So getting to, past, we're going down here to Austin, Texas. We're going to see all these films. We're going to meet all these industry people and all these different, opportunities to, rub shoulders with different creators and things like that. So in your own personal opinion, because Seth and Gigi have met, and, I've never met Brian. I've never met Gigi. I never met nobody in the group that we're going with, but some of us have had short instances meeting each other. What does it feel like walking into Fantastic Fest knowing that you're going to stay in an Airbnb with literal strangers that you met on the internet, stay with them for 10 days in an Airbnb to do this? Like, is that a surreal feeling to you, or like, does it give you like, what kind of vibes do you have going on? And we will start with Brian because he is traveling the furthest from Scotland to be here.
Yeah, like surreal is the perfect way. Like it still doesn't feel real, I'll be on a plane in 3 days or 4 days, whatever, coming out to see all you guys. I think I messaged you yesterday, Chuck, being like, I went to go and get my haircut, as you can all see yesterday.
Great.
Yeah, back to my
Fresh.
childhood home. So there's like a town of 5,000 people in Scotland, and I went back there and I was getting my haircut. And I'm speaking to the barber about going to Texas, and I was like, such a weird sensation going from a little town in Scotland with 5,000 people to rubbing shoulders with like legitimate celebrities in Texas.
Ah,
And it's like I was kind of like, I better not get emotional here, man. But
Get
Oh,
emotional. It's
I
okay.
might
We love you,
cry.
Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh,
got all
oh my
choked up.
god. Oh,
yeah, I'm
I
excited to meet
love
you all.
that. Oh,
That's
this is gonna be
beautiful.
so fun. Oh my god. I'm just excited. I'm excited to meet everybody. I've met a lot of people from the group that we're going with. Like I've met Seth, I've met Slasher Talk, I've met Horror Chronicles, but I'm like,
Elaine,
I
Deep
feel
Red, Perfect Blue.
yeah, Deep Red Perfect Blue. She's just not staying in the Airbnb with us,
Right.
but I've met Elaine, Deep Red
We love
Perfect
Elaine.
Blue. So all these like amazing creators on TikTok, these people that I look up to as well, that were just like randoms on the internet that I just loved their pages and like became friends. But it's one of those feelings where you're like, oh, it's like I've known these people my entire life. Like when you meet somebody that you've like, like us, where it's like, okay, we've never met, but we do our podcast, we talk every single day. Like we're so entwined with our lives that it's like when I see these people in person, it's just gonna be like, oh, it's just like I haven't seen you in a while. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like, which is so
That's
I
cool.
love that.
Mhm.
Most of the time I want to delete TikTok forever and just like wish that it would dissipate into the world
Yep.
in the ether. But then I have moments where I'm like, it has brought me so many amazing like opportunities, yes, but just friends. Like at the end of the day, I'm like, if I for some reason decided to pack this all up and stop doing it, I'm like, at least I made like the best of friends online.
I feel the same way. How about you, Seth?
Yeah, honestly, I'm just so excited to meet like some of you guys in person for the first time. Like it already feels like a giant family, and like it's gonna be like seeing like my sisters and brothers for the first time.
Yeah.
Long lost family that I never knew I needed. And like last year I went to Fantastic Fest. It was my first year, and one of the things that I really love about the festival is like everyone is so friendly. So even outside of like the people we're going with, you're going to meet so many amazing people throughout the week that you're going to become best friends with, like Dylan, Gigi. I met him. I met my friend Peyton, Bernardo. There's like so many people that you're going to meet that are just like fans of horror and of film. And it's cool just to pick everybody's brain. And I even met Francis. Like I interviewed him and now we're best friends. So it's like, it's crazy how when you go into a setting like this, that there's people who like the same stuff as you and like they don't judge you. It's just like a very opening and welcome thing. And that's what I want like everybody to experience is like just be friendly to people and like you're gonna make so many amazing lifelong friends.
Brian's
Except
like,
Brian.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
staying in the corner.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Somebody's
Chuck, how do you feel?
somebody's
Chuck-
Yeah,
somebody's crying before this episode is over.
I
Chuck.
know.
I feel exactly like Brian does. It feels not real. It feels surreal. I stumbled into this thing because I woke up one day and I made a video. Like it was as simple as that. There was no expectation. I didn't have a plan. I still don't have a plan. But the only plan that I have now is that there's no plan B because like I'm so all in now. So like I'm excited about and very grateful that a single dad raising two kids from Pittsburgh that works hard has an opportunity like this. And just to like Seth said, to just bump into people and meet them and like not only like because I feel the same way too, Gigi. Like it's been 9.5 months that all of us have spoken every day. You know what I mean? Like at least said something to each other every single day. So like I feel like I've known Jens for 30 years. So like I don't think it's going to be like hard meeting ins or awkward or anything like that, but it's going to be tangible and a reality to be able to like give you a hug and know that you're a real person and not just this internet personality. But on the same note, like makes it even crazier because not only am I going to stay with you guys and meet all you guys, but like I've gotten messages from so many other people that are like attending or just live in Houston that just like want to meet me. You know what I mean? Like that are going to just like scoot down and stop in for, I don't know if you guys follow the Guts horror show, them Guts boys.
Oh yeah.
Love
Yeah.
them both. They're great guys, and they're from Houston, but they're not going to the festival. But they just like want to pop through, get a picture, and shake hands. You know what I mean? Like, which
Aw.
I think is the coolest shit ever. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that's awesome. And then like I the other day I had the opportunity, like I had a long conversation with 3C Films, and like
Oh, he's
my
so sweet.
listen,
Yeah.
my kids love him. Like they him and Christopher Keith, like they watch them like they're Jesus. Like it's crazy. Like they know all his videos. And like I had a conversation, like we're gonna meet, you know what I mean? Like meet and maybe like have lunch, and like that's crazy to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And all that through, like sometimes like the comments on TikTok get to you and like all this stuff, but like it has given me relationships that have been better than ones I formulated in real life in 35 years, which is
Oh,
insane.
100%.
So it's like, it's really cool. So now this is where we're going to flip the show on its head, because I have a question that is not in the chat.
Okay.
But I just thought about it, and I think it's a really good question since we're talking about Fantastic Fest, and I was about to get sappy, so I just went right into this because I don't want to fucking cry on the podcast. So one of the biggest attractions of Fantastic Fest is the things that people don't know about. You know, we can read the list and we can read the schedule and we can read everything that Fantastic Fest has to offer, but Fantastic Fest is a festival that has secrets, and and Fantastic Fest has 5 secrets, to be, you know, completely clear, and they do secret screenings. So everybody has been speculating what these secret screenings are going to be. Even Fantastic Fest itself has run a contest that you can, you know, submit and pick the 5 movies, and whoever's the closest will win a badge for next year, which I think is awesome to get people hyped and excited. So we'll start with you, Seth. If you were in the position, and you don't have to do all 5 of them, but like if you were a betting man and you had to put like your last couple $100, what's your pick for one of the secret screenings, and how excited would you be if you had the opportunity to see that movie? And I know we all have the same answer, but there's some different ones. So go ahead.
Listen, Seth. I want Nosferatu. That's like my number one, and I would love for it to be there. But I think like the most realistic that I know we're gonna get is Smile 2 for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I think like the whole cast will be there, the director, like they're gonna make it a big thing, especially like with the secret screenings being in more than like 4 or 5 theaters this year. Last year they were only in a few theaters, so it means that they're gonna be bigger films, and they're gonna want a lot of buzz. So it's gonna be exciting to see what they bring here.
I agree. What about you, Brian?
Those were the only 2 I could really think of. I don't know what else is coming out soon, unless we get a massive shock in 28 years later there, which I can't see. They've only just finished shooting that, so surely not. But
oh my God, if they had that, like if for some reason they were like, I would literally have a fucking heart attack. Like I would literally die. Oh my God. I didn't even think about that.
I would die.
I think my guesses were The Life of Chuck, which I'm really hoping is going to be there. Even though that's not horror, I just know that that's Mike Flanagan's like, when I spoke to him, I know that's what he said. He's most proud. I got to breathe his air.
That's the second most I'm excited for The Life of Chuck. I'm more interested in The Life of Our Chuck first.
That's so real. So The Life of Chuck and Nosferatu. I guessed Megalopolis, but I'm hoping that that's not there because I have 0 interest in that whatsoever. And I'm hoping that it's The Wolfman. Oh yeah, I won't go and see it if it is.
I might go in and then just walk out.
Yeah, I'll just boo, and then just leave. And they're like, this bitch
Dan
cannot
leaves his regards.
We can go get barbecue.
Yeah. But I'm hoping that it's The Wolfman, which honestly, I feel like we really do have good chances of it being The Wolfman, because it's like, why would you release a movie, a huge movie in January with no prior buzz? You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense to me.
That cool mannequin guy though. That was a bit of buzz.
I think that
and Night Bitch and Smile 2.
I think Night Bitch is a very good one, like very big possibility.
Please let Amy Adams be there. Please, baby Jesus, let Amy Adams be there.
What do you think, Chuck? Because I have a follow-up question that's not on here.
I have we can just go unhinged. Nosferatu, I think, is almost a guarantee. because this is
yeah.
like the biggest festival prior to its release. I think there's a good chance. It was just shown a month ago. I think Heretic is a shoe-in. It was just at TIFF, and it got raved up at TIFF as well.
Did it get good ratings?
It did.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it
Got
did.
it. I thought it was going to be good, but you never know.
Yeah, Hugh Grant is a wacko. I'm all in on that. I would love to see that. I think Smile 2 is a guarantee. Wolfman's a possibility, but one that nobody's talking about that I think is a possibility that could be there, and it comes out October 25th, is Your Monster with Melissa Barrera.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that could be very well.
And that covers like the whole genre aspect because it's like a horror comedy romance type kind of thing, and she's a hot name now, so I thought that might be a one that they slip in there, and I definitely don't think it's going to be Megalopolis, and the reason being is it's another thing about Fantastic Fest. Fantastic Fest is a very important in their service to everybody in the world. Like they're a very open festival. They support, all races, creeds, colors, LGBTQ. The Will Ferrell film is premiering there this year. So there's no way after that static with Coppola that they're going to have that movie there. There's just no
That's so fair. Yeah, where people are like, we're not even going to pick that or we're going to drop it because this.
I think if they had the opportunity to get it, they would have denied it just on principle alone. That's how I feel
100%.
these people are. So, and I respect the fuck out of that. You know what I mean? So.
Okay, my follow-up question is.
Oh shit.
This is my.
Yes, we all love corn dogs, Gigi.
So.
Yes, we do.
Is who is a person that if you met there, you would just absolutely, like heart attack, shit your pants. Like, I can't believe I'm meeting this person. Like who? I need to know who.
Because I think he might actually be there. Stephen King.
Yeah.
He's going to be there.
I think he will be there, and I don't know.
Yeah, but like the possibility of meeting this person, like that's the thing. It's like there are people that are going to be there, but even just seeing Stephen King in person, I'd be like, you're fucking
There's a lot of the
real?
directors, like Mike Flanagan, and I've seen a lot of your work, but Stephen King's been in my life pretty much all my life, and it's like,
yeah,
I've already met Mike Flanagan, so
yeah. And see the thing, the thing is though, is like not everybody knows Mike Flanagan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But everybody fucking knows Stephen King.
King.
Everybody knows Stephen King.
Everybody.
Like anybody. So that's unreal. Oh my god. Okay, that's a really good one. Seth, what about you?
I feel like Stephen King would be pretty freaking amazing, but also I low-key am really excited to try to meet Justin Long. I feel like
oh my god,
he would be so fun to talk to, and he just seems like the coolest person ever.
Oh
have you guys seen
Walrus impression?
Have you seen the long shot with Seth Rogen and what if he talked to you like his character in the long shot, which was the fucking best. I loved him.
Oh my god. Or in fucking Idiocracy when he's like super. Oh my god. I'm obsessed with him.
I love him in Accepted.
Oh my god, such a slept on movie. I love Accepted.
Listen, Justin Long is a legend.
A legend.
He seems like the kind of guy that doesn't know how much of a legend he truly is. Like he seems like a real humble,
or like a
dude.
Heartthrob. Like I don't think he realizes that he's like a heartthrob in horror.
Yeah, he's so cool. There's like Stephen King. I mean, I'll tell you what, I know John Lithgow's not going to be there. From what I've been told, but John Lithgow has been in my life since Harry and the Hendersons. That has deep attachment with my family, and then I used to watch like Ricochet and Cliffhanger and all that stuff with my dad. So like I'm tied to him very like sentimentally. But if I had to pick one person, if Night Bitch is there and Amy Adams is there, I could cry right now. If I'm 25 feet away from that woman, I'm not going to be able to speak. I mean, my favorite film, like I love horror movies, but The Master is my favorite film of all time. I think the acting in that, Joaquin, Philip Seymour Hoffman, and Amy Adams it's a master class in acting. But I also think Sharp Objects is the greatest show.
So good.
Literally the greatest one season show ever. And I love Arrival, and I loved her in Vice, and like she is just amazing to me. So I would love the opportunity to just shake her hand, or even just be in the presence of somebody I feel is is great. She's greatness to me. So that's mine.
For me, I will absolutely lose my mind if I can meet Will Ferrell. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's not even like a horror. It's just like
It's
such
Will
an
fucking Ferrell.
It's
Yeah.
Will fucking Ferrell, like an
Yeah.
iconic fucking person where you're like, I love everything you do.
Mhm.
Everything you do is fucking funny. You're funny. You seem amazing. And this new documentary that you have is amazing. Like, oh my, I would absolutely die.
Not only
I'm-
is Will Ferrell hilarious, but he's using his platform
Yes.
for
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 Life changing.
for-
Life
for-
changing.
it- that film literally could save people's fucking lives. Like that.
100%.
So to go from like this comedic person who's an icon at this point to put that out there is not only a bold statement of his beliefs and core values, but like the fact that like he's doing, because there's these people that make all this money and they're these household names and everything, but they're not out there trying to change the world. And like he's doing something that could literally change the world. Like I might cry again. I'm so fucking emotional over this fucking
Damn,
festival.
I was
Go ahead, Brian.
going to try and one up Gigi's comment there, but you've made it so much sweeter than I was going to. I was going to be like, me and Will Ferrell would be
Gonna say.
great, but if I can make Will Ferrell laugh, I would.
Oh,
totally do
God.
that, but you know
Oh.
what? Like,
You
know
could
what,
just-
You're like,
I
I'm
don't, I don't
retired.
speak to
Yeah,
anyone
retire.
ever
I'm gonna
again.
put my 2 weeks
Yeah.
at work. I'm like, I made Will
Yeah.
Ferrell laugh, bitches. I'm not coming back.
Listen,
Also,
If I-
Halle Berry. Nobody said Halle Berry yet.
I'd
Oh,
love to
yeah,
meet Halle Berry.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I think I would just like cry. I'm like,
Right. I'm just gonna requote the X-Men's like, you know what happens to a toad when it gets struck by lightning? Can you answer
If-
that for me, Hallie?
If I meet
Okay.
Will Ferrell and make him laugh, everybody that watches my TikTok, you can expect that video on a loop for at least 10 days.
Yeah.
oh, 100%.
Three times a day. I'll just add
Yeah.
filters. That's
Every
I would
day.
bring that up you know, when like when you do like icebreakers, you play a game and they're like, what's a fun fact? I'm like, I made Will Ferrell laugh one time.
yeah, you know,
Like,
it's
that
no,
would be
no
the rest
biggie.
of my life.
Yeah. Yeah. Better bet I'm going to go to my class reunion that I've never attended, my high school reunion.
Just to say that.
Yeah.
I'm going to wear a t-shirt that says I made Will Ferrell laugh. Fuck you.
Oh
That's
my god.
amazing. So we did the meat thing, and we're covering a lot of ground here. Is there anything about Fantastic Fest that you'd like for our audience to know? Is there a film that, because we've been in this we have this WhatsApp chat, everybody's in there, everybody has all this stuff on their radar. Do you have anything on your radar that nobody has talked about or brought up in the chat of something that like you low-key really want to see, but it hasn't really been, one of these ones that has like a huge spotlight on it? And anybody could jump in here if you would like.
Oh, well, okay. A lot of people, this is one that the group chat has talked about, but I'm gonna just briefly touch on that. But there's another one. Mr. Crockett is
Yeah.
one that a lot of people are excited for, but I think this is gonna be so good. I don't think a lot of people know that this is based on a horror short that he did,
Yes.
which is on Hulu. And it's incredible. But it's one of those where you're like, oh, I wish there was more. I wish there was more. And
Right.
how they're like the story. I like that what he's doing is he's pretty much making it like, okay, this was the horror short, and now I'm going to give you what happened next. And I love that. Like, I love that it's not just like an extension of it. It's kind of like, oh, this is like a whole new story based on this thing that I did. So I'm super excited for Mr. Crockett. But the one that like nobody has talked about, which only me and Chuck have, is Else. And it's such a small
Gonna
little,
rip.
yeah, I think it's gonna be so good. It's a fantasy horror. It's French, right, Chuck?
Yes, it is.
It's
French gets it. I don't even need to read the synopsis. It says French. I'm in.
Yeah, so it says, I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Thilbot.
Yeah, good. You're better you than me.
Philbot Emmons, mesmerizing debut feature intimately depicts a body horror romance in the wake of a strange epidemic that causes the infected to melt into their surroundings. And it just sounds so fucking weird and creepy. So,
That
and
sounds
the poster
amazing.
absolutely
Yeah,
rips.
I read a blurb that said it's David Cronenberg times 10 on acid, and I was like, "Fuck yes, please."
Yeah, so that's one that I'm super super excited for. It debuted at TIFF, and it got like pretty good reviews. So I'm like, okay, that's at least I didn't get like
Right,
bad
but
reviews. I was hoping for higher ones, but it got decent
Right.
review. So it's
But it's
watchable.
also very weird.
Yes, yes. So that's always something to keep in mind when you're like, oh, this could be somebody's cup of tea and then not somebody else's.
It sounds
What
cool.
about you, Brian, Seth?
I'll go. And Brian was ready to go. Do you want to go, Brian?
On you go, Seth.
Okay. For me, it's Ghost Killer. Ghost Killer sounds like an awesome time, and I'm trying to pull up the synopsis here for the audience.
Listen, you sold me on Ghost Killer.
Yeah, it seems awesome.
I've only seen the title. I haven't even read the synopsis to it.
Okay, I'm pulling it up if I can. Well, essentially, Ghost Killer
There's a
is
couple of
about
martial arts films, which
Yeah.
would be cool.
Oh, it's
This
martial.
one-
Oh, it's action. Okay, you want me to read
Yeah.
it?
Oh, go ahead.
It says, after being possessed by the ghost of vengeful hitman Kudo, college student Fumika Matsuka agrees to help him finish his quest for revenge from beyond the grave.
Yeah, it sounds cool. And they had like a short trailer, I believe, that I watched, and it's basically like this hitman like takes her over, like possesses her, and then she basically just goes around on a killing spree to like exact revenge for him being killed.
Oh, that's actually really cool. Is
Yeah.
that kind of like The Crow?
A little
Well,
bit.
Yeah,
Except
yeah. Like, I mean, not like exactly the same, but he still comes back from like beyond the grave.
True.
Well,
And just
yeah.
goes ham.
So
But yeah, so
it's
that
kind
sounded really cool.
that does look really cool. The title reminds me of Time Crimes.
Hmm.
As it looks
Yeah.
like.
Because that director's got a film at Fantastic Fest, not Natural. I forget his surname. He's got a film there.
Wait, who?
The director of Time Crimes.
He does?
Mhm.
Oh,
I think so. I can't remember his surname. It's Natural V something, but I can't remember his full surname.
Can I give another?
Oh,
answer?
Nacho Vigalondo?
That's the one. So he's got. I can't remember what the film's called, but I'm 90% sure he's got one.
Oh, he probably does. Oh, yeah, Chuck. I mean, not Chuck. Seth, what's your other one?
Getaway. The one with it stars Nick Frost, who you might know from like Shaun of the
Yes.
Dead, and
Oh,
It's
yes.
Swedish, isn't it?
yeah, it's Swedish, and it's basically him and his family go to this like island that may or may not be inhabited by like some type of killer or cult, and it seems awesome, and especially like the cast. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I love
this
Nick Frost.
looks
Nick Frost is amazing.
Yeah,
so yeah. This looks so good. A family's vacation to a remote getaway takes an unexpected turn when they discover the island they're inhabited on. Wait, the island they're on is inhabited by a serial killer. It's a horror comedy.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that one.
I'm interested as well. The one that I am, you know what, I have to see it. I can't. There's no way I could leave without seeing it, and that's Chain Reactions, and it's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre documentary. But it's told through 5 different stories of 5 different people, and that's Patton Oswalt, Takashi Miike, who is a fucking legend. I would love to hear his views on how it affected him. Stephen King.
Oh, God.
The lady Karen Kusama, who made The Invitation and Girl Fight.
Yes.
Like there's some renowned people that will be speaking about how that movie affected them.
Mhm.
And then the other one is let me pull it up here real quick.
I also love that you said Karen Kusama, who did Girl Fight, but not Jennifer's Body. Like you did this hella niche one, and I'm like, the one that everybody knows, Jennifer's Body.
We love Chuck for that. He knows all the crazy films.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody's seen Jennifer's Body, so I don't
That's
know. It's
true.
just where my brain goes. The other one, and I'm not a horror comedy guy at all. Like that is my weakest genre, and they usually, other than like Shaun of the Dead, they don't land for me. But I really want to see Don't Mess with Grandma, which is also called Sunset Superman. And it's JT must fix his grandmother's leaky sink while simultaneously keeping her oblivious to a deadly home invasion, which doesn't sound like much, but the fucking trailer is like it's like a home invasion comedy. It's these guys with these pig masks. And like that trailer rips, like it rips.
It has Billy Zane in it.
Yeah. It's No, they're announcing him. His credit in the movie is unrecognizable. Billy Zane is how.
Oh, that is
his name.
so good. The Zaniacs are going to be very
I
delightful.
could not recommend watching that trailer more because, like, as soon as I seen the trailer, I was like, I am fucking sold on this because it looks so over the top and hilarious.
You had me
Oh,
at Zane.
Is Michael J. White in that as well?
And Michael J. White,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I hope he's there as well.
Yeah, it looks good. That'd be cool.
Want him to pretend to kick me in the head.
Yeah.
Pretend, Michael, if you watch that.
Please just
Yeah.
kick me in the head. That'd be really cool.
Oh, that there are so many freaking good movies.
There is. There's
So,
some. Listen, you got
I'll
a
go
great
because
lineup.
Seth took 2 and I never got a shot. So
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna
oh
go.
yeah, next. Okay, just
I've
go
got
ahead, Bri.
loads. So Frankie Frico, but it's up on mine. Even though it looks
Oh.
like it's some kind of puppetry thing, I
You're
love
gonna
Psycho
love-
Gorman.
You're gonna love
The
it.
Void, good. The Void is one of my favorite movies. I think like it's so slept on. Rispati,
Oh, he did The Void. He did.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rispati, which is Indonesian. So of
Oh,
course,
Can't
of
wait.
course I'm going to see that because 1/4, like my 4th most popular country on Instagram is Indonesia, so they love me there. So of
Wait, we
course I'm
gotta
gonna go
read
see
the
that.
we gotta read the synopsis.
Yeah.
So for
Okay,
Frankie
well,
Frico.
let me. Okay, you do.
Okay. Okay.
Brian.
Oh, you go, Brian.
No, I don't have it up. I was wanting to try and do Rispati from Brain, but
You don't have it
from
up?
Brain.
No,
You don't have it up, Brian?
Wow.
Come on. Just
inappropriate.
kidding.
Jeez.
Frankie Frico, after calling a late night party hotline that promises out of this world fun, uptight yuppie, Connor Sweeney must battle the pint-sized forces of evil unleashed through his phone, led by the maniacal rock and roll goblin, Frankie Frico. Oh, that sounds fun as fuck.
that the brother
to
Sydney?
Because Psycho
No, I
Gorman
know.
is so good, and not enough people have watched Psycho Gorman. It's just stupid fun. And
All right.
Rispati, Gigi.
Yes, Rispati, a teenager with the ability to enter other people's dreams, witnesses a dark spirit taking people's lives in their dreams and quickly realizes that it correlates to the mysterious deaths occurring in reality. That sounds hella good.
And
Sounds
the
like
last
that's
one is
gonna
Nightmare on
be
Elm
good.
Street.
Yeah, the last one is what happened to Dorothy Bell, just because that post has done me very well on Instagram. So,
Oh, is that the one where she's like screaming?
no, it's
Oh,
it's a
no,
found
she's
footage
like-
film.
It's
It's
about
the grandma lady.
That's
An
about
old
the
lady,
grandma. Her grandma. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, what happened to Dorothy Bell? Ozzy Gray video documents her investigation into the traumatic events from her early childhood, which involved her late grandmother, Dorothy Bell.
The director's really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, oh yeah, drink like 2
Yeah,
drinks.
so-
I got a lot of likes on
Wow.
that, but
You know.
I posted it. So.
That's pretty cool. These are good
And
ones.
that's me. But like, yeah, there's nothing I'm not excited for. Like they're even showing like Mac and Me there, and I'm like, I would go and watch Mac and Me if I can get something else. So
Yeah.
I've never seen the little clip that Paul Rudd plays on Conan. That's all I've seen
Mhm.
of it.
I would do the same if I could, but I don't know. I'm also interested in the Corey Feldman birthday movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I
what is
forgot
that even
would
about?
like
I
to
don't
meet
even know
Corey
it.
Feldman.
It has ridiculously good reviews.
Oh, where did it
And was,
premiere?
it was lost forever. It's an old movie, but it's been lost and archived, and they remastered it. Like that's how good it is. Like
Oh.
Jordan Peele said it's a masterpiece.
Oh,
Wow,
wow.
okay, I didn't know that. Honestly, like I saw that and I was like, oh, it's just something that didn't catch my eye. So okay, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's like a resurgence.
I don't know if you guys have already seen this one, but it's doing a like they have a restoration of it there as The Guest, and I'm really excited for that
Oh,
one because
seen
I've never
I've
seen
just-
it.
Really good film.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I fucking loved The Guest so
Yeah.
much. And I really wanted to go to the remaster, but I think I chose Else instead.
Yeah, I hit up Francis yesterday and talked to Francis about
Who's Francis?
Galuppi.
So our listeners know
Francis
Galuppi.
Galuppi, the director of the upcoming Evil Dead film that made the masterpiece The Last Stop in Yuma County. Shout out to Francis.
There you go.
No, because I tried to see if he wanted to be my date for Wake and Fright because he loves Wake and Fright so much, but he's not coming. But he told me that was the sweetest thing that I thought about him, so that meant a lot to me, which I thought was cool.
I tried to convince him, but he's too busy being fucking professional.
Too busy
G.
being working on the Evil
just-
Dead.
just-
Sorry.
Making fucking Evil Dead movies. So listen, listeners out there. So this coming Wednesday, this episode drops on Monday, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Tomorrow.
so tomorrow this episode drops. We hope
'Cause
that
it's
you all
Sunday.
love it. The next time that you hear from the Dark Screen Society,
Oh,
it is not only going to be in person and live recorded from Austin, Texas at Fantastic Fest, but we have a huge announcement for the podcast that we want to bring
Yes.
to our listeners. And I also wanted to say to all the people that support us, because the group that is coming with us and staying, that all support the pod. They love the pod. They listen and post and support us. And that would be Ray from Scare Pair, Justin from Slasher Talk, Sydney from Horror Chronicles, Kyle from All Hallows Cleve, Elaine from Deep Red, Perfect Blue, Morgan from Horror with Morgan. Who am I? I'm missing one. Who am I missing? Colby Does Horror is also coming, but we appreciate your everlasting support for the pod and us as a collective. We cannot fucking wait to see you in person. Let's go Fantastic Fest. Any closing statements?
Get ready for the best week of your fucking lives.
See y'all soon.
See ya next Tuesday. Just kidding. Bye.
Bye.